all in all, this deck feels really unfair. I was able to bring out massive boards like this, have massive advantage in my hands, and still deal with opponents' threats like Harpies, Raigeki, Ash Blossom, Infinite Imperm. It just doesn't feel fair. It's a mishmash of good cards, and I can't believe it's real. I love it. Got one Watch Cat because it's a beast, it's a low level, it's searchable with the Melffy Puppy. It also gets you the continuous spell, which is either Kashtira Birth, or gets you the one that's more important, which is King Sarcophagus. One Kurikara Divincarnate. It's searchable with Ash, and I think it's a pretty good like hand trap that you can use on your turn. One Ash, because I mean it's the best one. One Oak, because it can grab from the graveyard. One Birch, because you can use the on-field effect during your opponent's turn to send 2 cards. It might come up. One Poplar, because it's the second best. One Ipiria. Main reason I'm running this is just draw 1. It's a fill. Essentially, it could be an upstart goblin, but I wanted to run a monster instead. And the normal summons aren't really important. They do come up, but not really. Melffy Cat, it searches out one of your Horus cards, the Blessing of Horus. It's also special summonable through the deck with Melffy Puppy. They're also very cute, which is why I want to run them. Kittytail, it's special summonable through the deck through Melffy Puppy. Also, when it's destroyed, you can add any one of the Horus that are Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast, so like all 3 of them. One Crystal Beast Emerald Tortoise. This little guy is here because I run the spell, or the trap I should say, Rainbow Bridge. One Ash Blossom, hand negate. One Ghost Mourner, monster effect negate. One Kashtira Fenrir, very powerful monster. Unicorn, not as powerful as Fenrir, but it can bring back Fenrir if you can search out the spell. Diabellstar, one of the most powerful monsters because it's like the Snake-Eye engine. This is Snake-Eye Flamberge Dragon. It's extremely powerful because it's what the little guys special summon out. Got the Horus monsters, go over them really quick. Discard this, another card, draw 2 essentially. Well, you draw 1 and then you get King Sarcophagus, so it's 2 cards. Blessing, you can draw a bunch of cards equal to the monsters in your main monster zone. This guy, Hapi, is essentially like draw 2, you can add 2 cards that are banished from your graveyard back to your hand. You can even target cards in your opponent's graveyard and shuffle them back in the deck, but I mean, it's better for you to have hand advantage in my opinion. Qebehsenuef, I don't know how you pronounce that. Protection of Horus, it's the weaker one, but it's still decent, so I'm still running it. And Horus, I usually only run 1 or 2 anyway, so it's a good number. Nibiru, it's a hand trap, stop the opponent just in case your opponent plays something funky in a 1-card deck. I don't know how that would be possible, but one Raigeki, board wipe. Harpie's Feather Duster, back row wipe. Pot of Desires, draw 2, Pot of Greed. And banishing from the deck, yeah, it does kind of hurt you because Snake Eyes sometimes need the cards, but Hapi can actually grab face down banished cards, add them to your hand. So as long as you can get a Hapi on your field established and trigger its effect, Pot of Desires can search through any of those 10 cards. Lightning Storm, it's a board wipe and it's a back row wipe, but only board wipe for face-up attack position monsters. What is this? Triple Tactics, it usually use it as a draw 2, but I also use it sometimes to just look at my opponent's hand and take something out. Taking the opponent's monster is situational, and it sometimes comes up where you can win games with that, but it's not always the case. Draw 2 is usually the case. Triple Tactics Thrust, you can search your deck for a normal spell trap. Normal is important because some of the most powerful ones are continuous and you can't search for that. But I mean, it can search you for like a Pot of Greed, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Sinful Spoils, it's just removal. You should run 1 at least. Original Sinful Spoils is very good. I'd run multiple if I could, but 1 is enough. Pressured Planet is an extremely good field spell because it adds a Kashtira monster, specifically Fenrir, who is like a boss on his own. Divine Temple is a searchable card with Snake Eyes. It also like helps you establish your board. It searches your deck in your spell and trap zone and sets a Snake Eye monster, and you can just special summon stuff during your opponent's turn. It's cool. This can search your Horus cards from the deck, and if you activate the bird Horus, the Black Flame Deity, you can draw a card, which I do like. Kashtira Birth, it's annoying for your opponent to have to deal with because they lose cards in their graveyard and sometimes they want that. Also, it's just a monster reborn every turn. Also, you can normal summon 7s without tributing. So there's 3 of them in the deck, you could just normal summon them. King Sarcophagus allows you to send the Horus cards in the deck. So it's a 1-card full board of Horus as long as you give up your hand. A very cool card. Wanted, Seeker of Sinful Spoils is a draw 1 when it's in the graveyard. It also searches a Diabellstar, and you can use both effects during the same turn, so it's quite amazing. Infinite Imperm, Monster Effect Negate, it's a hand trap. Rainbow Bridge searches out the Tortoise. And Canopic Protector. This would be my third Horus card, technically, because when your opponent activates any card effect, you could just special summon a Horus from your hand or graveyard. Now, that's not that bad, actually, because you can do that during your opponent's turn, and it essentially just brings them on the field, so it essentially acts as Horus, but your opponent has to activate stuff. Extra deck, I'm going to go over it quickly. Gimmick Puppet pops 2 cards. Coach King, draw 3 cards. Black Eye, you can pop 1 face-up card. Cypher Dragon, steal an opponent's monster, then you can overlay onto Full Armor, pop a card, and then you can overlay onto Cypher Blade Dragon and pop any 1 card by detaching, which is pretty nice. Zombie Vampire, you can overlay whatever card you stole from your opponent into this guy, and you mill 4 cards from both players' decks, special summon 1 monster. Main reason you'd go into Pain Gainer is so you can go into 7 Sins, whose 4K cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect, detach, and then you can also just go into Zeus if you wanted to. But 4K cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, pretty strong. Link Karibo to Link 1, Essential and Snake-Eye. Summon Great Almirage is in here because of this new monster in the deck, SP Little Knight. This monster, if you use a Link monster's material, you can banish a card on the field. This is an easy monster that can just, like an easy normal summonable monster that can just become like a Link one. He did the Flame Charmer, can steal an opponent's fire monster. It doesn't always come up, but it's an out also to Promethean Princess, so when you're locked under only fire, you can just make Hita, or you can make Ambitious Swarmwell. So those are the main reason these 2 cards are here, just for the Promethean Princess, who can special summon fires from the graveyard every turn, and acts as a graveyard disrupt, so she's very cool. In slower Yu-Gi-Oh, you can use slower cards, which I do appreciate because I like playing with like back and forth duels. Gonna start off with Unicorn. Unicorn actually has a search, which is nice. Got the Birth, the Poplar. Doesn't get negated, so everything's just gonna go through. Field spell's gonna set the Dragon because it's a 1-of, and I'm gonna banish with Pot of Desires. I don't want to lose it. I'm gonna set the Infinite Imperm, go into Link, set the Poplar. Opponent normal or specials anything, we get a free Dragon. Dragon can special summon something else. So they're also playing Snake-Eye, and they're also playing Horus. I'm like, alright, this is sick, I like this. Okay. Unicorn, looking the extra to get rid of LP or IP. They're gonna activate King Sarcophagus, very powerful card. Pitch the Torrential Tribute in the hand. Maybe they forgot about Kashtira Birth, so, you know, just got rid of all their cards. They only get 1 monster now. Boom. And it's 12-12, so it's not that strong. I think they realized they made a mistake. Alright, Watchcat, Ipiria. This is interesting. Let's see what we draw. A turtle! That is useless, but I can just shuffle it back in the deck, so even if we still draw the trap card, it's not going to be dead. Which I like. Gonna activate Snake-Eye, gonna send the Watchcat. I was thinking of leaving it to search out a Kings at the end phase, but I'm like, nah, I don't really want to do that. So I didn't. And I'm gonna go into Promethean Princess. Main reason for that is it allows me to special summon a fire from the graveyard. I have a way to get a big fire in the graveyard using one of the Horus cards by discarding. And when that guy sent to the graveyard, special summon 2 level 1s. So I get 2 of those on the field. Use Promethean Princess, bring up Flamberge. Flamberge's gonna reset the Ipiria so I can get a draw 1 during my opponent's turn. Go into the Swarm Ship, which is a little bit of more protection, and that's the end board. Not super impressive, but I mean, it's not that bad either. We're gonna activate Harpies. I'm gonna chain the Flamberge. I'm gonna special summon out Ipiria. And it's a draw 1, and I think the only thing I lose is the field spell, which does kind of suck, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not like I'm gonna lose off losing just 1 card. Draw 1 Ash Blossom. That's amazing. They're gonna activate Lightning Storm, get rid of all my attack position. Kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, you know, I got a little bit of floating. The Link 4 is gonna go into Promethean Princess at Link 3, and they're playing Zodiac. Now I misplay really hard here because I thought in my head that it's a once per turn. I guess it's not because he just activates it again. I think the discard destroys a once per turn. So yeah, whoops, mistake. They're gonna activate the Barrage, which destroy face-up card, special summon 1. And let me speed this up. There's just overlay XYZ, overlay XYZ. What is that? Detach, attach 1. And there we go, Dryden. And it has for material monster that when it battles another monster after damage, banish it. What I don't understand is why they didn't attack the link, banish the link, so that I didn't pop it there. Because what I ended up doing is just, it was destroyed and not banished, so I just destroyed their XYZ. And they lost one of their biggest like win factors. It's just gone. And I have Fenrir and King Sarcophagus. And King Sarcophagus is essentially a bunch of monsters. Also, that card in the graveyard is just a draw 1, which is nice because it's another discard. So I'm going to do that. Boom. Discard a Hapi, special summon her, special summon him, special summon that, and then set their monster as a spell. That's a full field of monsters. 1, 2, and 3. GG. Okay, I'm going first, and I see an immediate way to get a field spell. So, first off, let's see what they got. Ash, no Ash Blossom. So that's kind of nice. Poplar is going to be special summon, search out the spell, send both, bring out the big dragon, set the Ash as a spell or trap, set the Poplar as a spell or trap, King Sarcophagus, discard that, chain what I discarded because it's a trap and it can be chained, and search out the Kashtira field spell. Maybe if I was thinking correctly, I would have did that first, but I wasn't sure if they had like an Ash Blossom, Infinite Imperm. I don't know, man. I was kind of trolling. That's the end board. It's not weak at all. Look at that. With the field spell, they're all stronger too, so it's just like, damn, like they're kind of tough. Oh well, not as tough anymore because you know, Harpie's Feather Duster. But is that really the worst thing in the world? Because now all my monsters trigger. One of them sends 1 card from their field to the graveyard. One of them just adds 2 cards. One of them drew me 5 cards. Raigeki, I lose all my monsters. I'm like, oh shoot, is this GG? Am I dead? Are they going to OTK me? No, they're not. And I have, what is that, like 9 cards in my hand? I have so many cards. That's not a play. Draw 1 more, 10 cards. Puppy? Say less. Activate the Kashtira field spell, search out Unicorn. As long as Unicorn doesn't get negated here, which it doesn't, I get the birth. And then, yeah, I can look at their hand. I'm just going to get rid of 1. It doesn't really matter, because I'm pretty sure the duel's over right now anyways. Because, I mean, look at that. I'm pretty sure that's game. I'm pretty sure that is game. Alright, final duel, and I'm going first. This hand is very good. I'm going to search out the Kashtira right away, just because, you know, the Kashtira is like one of the most powerful cards in the game. You got to take advantage of it, you know? So, I'm going to send it to the graveyard. My thinking there was, I have a Unicorn, so I could just search out the Kashtira Birth, special summon it back. And then I realized, like, wait, how do I clear my field to special summon Unicorn? I was like, oh, maybe I should have left him on the field, you know? Maybe some mistakes were made. I'm going to special summon a Diabellstar, pitch the Sinful Spoils from my hand to the graveyard. Flamberge Dragon, set the Fenrir. That's it. It's not super impressive. I can special summon the Fenrir during the opponent's turn, which is what I want to do if it didn't get tributed by Kaiju. So, well, that kind of sucks. So, yeah. And I'm playing against Super Heavy Samurai. That's a Spell Trap board wipe. It's like a Harpie's Feather Duster. Poplar is going to get saved, though, which is kind of clutchy. Set back the Flamberge Dragon. If that dragon leaves the field, I believe I have 2 level 1s. So, it does trigger. And would you look at that? It triggers. So I'm going to get the Black Witch. I'm going to get the Snake-Eyes, the Poplar. Poplar is going to get a search. Ash is going to get a search. That's a lot of things right there. I already have the Divincarnate in my hand. If I didn't, I would have searched her out. But yeah, just 2 free cards. Now the opponent has to play through that. And I still kept Qebehsenuef, who's a level 8. And I run rank 8s. And nice, that's a birth. Okay, well, let's just fire it off. Bring back Fenrir, because Fenrir is really annoying to deal with. Field spell in the graveyard, or excuse me, spell in the graveyard. Banish it to draw 1. Snake-Eye Ash. Since I put back the dragon, I can just bring him out again. So I'll do that. Poplar is going to be resetting itself. Flamberge is going to set. I forgot I can do that. That's really amazing. It's going to set the synchro. Then again, draw another time. Horus was drawn. King Sarcophagus has entered the battle. And my field's already kind of full, so I'm just thinking, like, do I just, like, make, like, rank 8s and clear my board up or something? I'm like, nah, I'll just attack. There's nothing they have to protect him, right? All in all, this deck feels really unfair. I was able to bring out massive boards like this, have massive advantage in my hands, and still deal with opponents' threats like Harpies, Raigeki, Ash Blossom, Infinite Imperm. It just doesn't feel fair. It's a mishmash of good cards, and I can't believe it's real. I love it. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me today, YouTube. I hope you have a great day or night, and hopefully everything's going well for you. Maybe I'll catch you next time. Later.